Okay, it is Christmas Day. Merry Christmas to everybody who is watching. We are going to go ahead and unwrap some gifts. Yay.
Yay.
Okay, so,
Are we ready for thing one?
or I guess we're ready for thing one. Let's go ahead. All right. My husband, in his infinite wisdom, has a Dr. Seuss theme. Christmas this year. So all of his gifts to me are named thing one, thing two, thing three. No information. All right. Ready?
Uh-huh.
All right. This stuff is hard to get off.
Yes.
Here.
The fruits of your labor.
Yeah, here. It's next time use wrapping paper.
And wrapping it in what looks like a blanket.
You got me one. This is the gray one.
I didn't like
I've been
the look,
eyeing this for about 3 years.
I didn't like the look of the black or the white one.
Yeah, they have other colors. It just depends on where you get it. Ooh, ow, ow, that's heavy.
Yeah. Probably the heaviest one here.
Yeah. So this is just the base? Just this thing?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It does come with
It has
no, it doesn't come with that. It comes with the those.
Attachments. These things up here.
yeah, okay. So that comes
Just the
with
wicks.
the whisk and stuff like that. Ooh, I can do more butter.
Okay, Michael.
Alright. Thank you. I love you.
Thing two.
Thing two. Okay, so this is what your coworker said that I must beat you with,
Yes.
because apparently it comes with a cord. Not like the thing one came with a cord either. It's light.
Yes.
Tilt head flex edge beater. Beats. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I get it now. Yes. Okay.
Thing three.
Apparently we're opening up all of my gifts today. At once.
It's one gift that's just in multiple packaging.
Okay. Thing three. Oh, it's a cover.
Yes.
Okay, so, if I ever get more counter space, I can actually have this as a decorative item, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Grandma needs a new house.
Uh-huh. At least a new
You
kitchen.
can show the.
Oh, yeah. See? Little cover. Goes over, kind of like a cover for a sewing machine or whatnot. And more felt.
This one is a full piece. That one. Thing four.
Thing four. I see many cooking videos in my future. And possibly baking, considering Grandma can't bake keto. And this makes sense. Somebody's been watching how to make sausage videos from Grandpa Rebel. Many, many videos to come. Food grinder. Now you need to do all that deer that's in the freezer.
Thing 5.
Uh-huh. And thing 5 was in the freezer this entire time. So I'm afraid, very afraid. It's frozen solid. Sheep casings. You know you were supposed to take the meat out of the freezer a couple of days ago for it to thaw so we can go ahead and use this, right?
I've been gone for several days, so
That's true.
we'll do it right away. And actually, you want to grind up the meat frozen.
Partially frozen.
Frozen.
And we have plenty of the pig fat and stuff to mix in with the deer meat.
Yes.
So it's not so grainy.
Yeah.
Woo! Definitely a sausage
And
video coming
by
up.
the reviews I saw, the sheep casings are better than hog casings.
I wouldn't know. I've never done this before. We get to learn.
And now, bag.
Is this thing?
Is that
thing
part
6?
of this?
Yes, that's thing
Thing
6
6
and 7.
and 7.
This is 6 and 7. I only knew a 5.
Yes.
You need this?
Yes, please.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. You do it. There you go. Okay. A bag of Insecure, which is for sausage making. And making things like bacons and hams, corned beef, pastrami, using it on fish and poultry. So, sausage making powder called Insecure. It looks like it's pink inside.
It is. It is pink.
Pink meat.
The meat doesn't turn pink. But
Waltex. What is this?
it goes on the bowl of the KitchenAid to keep things from splattering all over the place.
Oh, it's a
Splash
splatter guard. Yeah.
Splatter guard.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. Thank you. That way my walls aren't so gross. And that's it for now. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, and we're going to go open up the rest of the stuff, and maybe I'll have what we're doing for Christmas dinner. Maybe. All right. Okay, so now that it's time to make Christmas dinner, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to do what's called a Mississippi popper roast. Now, what you need is you need a roast, a crock pot. I put it in there frozen because it's going to be a while before we eat. Let's see. Ranch dressing. This is the cheap way. Usually, you put a packet of gravy in here as well, but I can't find any brown gluten-free gravy right now because it's very ever since the pandemic, it's been a rarity to find that in the store. what you want to get is you want to get some pepperoncinis. This is the only one that brand that I have in my area. Use the brand that you like, if there is another brand. And I put about 4 or 5 of these in. Some of the juice. And package of cream cheese. Just put it right on top. I'm going to go ahead and cut up the rest of my onion that I used for the dinner the other night and pop it in there as well to get the onion and flavor into there. Things like potatoes, radishes, carrots, things that you would actually normally put in a roast. You would actually want to put that in halfway. That way the veggies don't overcook. But I want onion flavor in the meat, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in first because I don't care if this dissolves or not. Okay, let's get the bigger knife out. Oh, come on. Okay, you're right by yourself. Tiny kitchen, no counter space. Clean up every second. Now, what I do is that I actually, whenever I find sales on things like butter, I'll actually can butter. Okay, that way it gets that out of my freezer to put more stuff in the freezer. This is shelf stable. I made ghee. Ghee is a different process than butter, even though it is butter based. But ghee is basically the oil that is separated from the solids. You filter out the solids and you have the oil. Whenever you put the ghee back into the refrigerator, it hardens up like this. Now, usually for Mississippi pot roast, you put in 1 stick of butter along with everything. I'm going to warm this up and pour about a quarter to a half a cup, because of the fact that, and that's how much it uses. And I've actually added extra moisture to the pot roast. Okay, now that I've softened it up a little bit so I can get it out of the jar. Okay, we'll go ahead and add that as the last ingredient in the pot roast. About that much. Cover and check about every 2 hours. Should be done at about 4 to 6 on high. 6 to 8 on low, depending on how frozen it is whenever it goes in. I don't thaw my meat whenever I do crock pot recipes. It's basically, for me, is a waste of time because you do the meat first and then you add the veggies later. Okay, so you might as well just let that you do all the work. Now, another thing that I did is that throughout the year after my peppers were done with their growing and everything, what I did is that I took my shishito peppers, my favorite pepper, and I made stuffed peppers and then froze them. So if you actually take a look, I've got my pepper, I've got cheddar cheese in there, and I wrapped it with bacon. Put a toothpick in there to make sure that it doesn't, fall off. And then I'm going to go ahead and roast those as appetizers. So if you just do a few. This way I have them all year round. Two per person or three per person? I personally want three. Need more plants. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and roast these at 350. And just keep an eye on them. Okay, I don't have a time or anything because they're frozen. I'm going to go ahead and let everything. It's Christmas. Why work? I've already done the work. Let's just go ahead and throw everything together, right? So while that is going off, I want to go ahead and show you a thrift store find that I found. This was while I was going up to my sister's. Now, you don't see these much anymore. This is called a percolator. This is how people made coffee way back when. You have a tube that goes into here. That whenever the water boils, it goes up the tube. Goes into the basket where you put your coffee. And then the water becomes coffee and then percolates and just goes through the grounds again and again. And makes very nice, hot, strong coffee. I found this at a thrift store for about $7. And top it all off, it's a copper bottom. Anybody who knows copper bottoms knows that this is a fabulous find. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how that works. Okay, so you want to fill this with water all the way up to the spout. You don't want to go it over the spout because it can actually come out whenever it's boiling. So you kind of want to have it back there. I'm going to bring you with me. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn on. Don't bring it to high, more like medium to medium high. You want it to slowly come up to temperature. You don't want to burn the bottom. Okay, then you want to go ahead and put this in here on the stem. Then you want to put in your coffee now. I usually do 2 scoops for a pot. We're going to do 3 because it's that type of morning. And then we're going to go ahead and put this on here. Now this, it is thrift store, so it does have a small piece right here that is broken, and this does come off. But it doesn't really matter because you can just put it on there and just make sure that everything doesn't fall off and break whenever you're doing this, because this is glass. I used to love this as a kid. Oh, somebody's tuckered out. And hot. This Christmas, it's hot. Okay, and if y'all wondering what the squinting and everything is about, I'm learning how to work this. This was a Christmas present from my dear son. Okay, and that's what the percolator does. It circulates the coffee through the grounds until you get the desired blackness that you like out of your coffee, which I tend to like really, really dark. Okay, so now that the coffee is done, okay, I'm going to go ahead and pour it in a glass jar. That way you can actually see how dark it is. Okay, so it'll be a little bit warm, so give me a minute. That's from 3 tablespoons. Dark, hot. Very, very nice. And it didn't take that long, maybe 10, 15 minutes. About 5 minutes after it starts to percolate, you'll get this. So it's not the fastest way. A Keurig, you can get it in 2 minutes or whatnot, but there is also a lot of waste whenever it comes to coffee. Okay, the coffee grounds, after they're done and percolated, can go into a compost pile, worm farm, or just throw it out in the garden or even on the grass. Even if you're in a apartment and you have potted plants, you don't want to put coffee directly onto the potted plants. You want it to actually compost first because of the acidity. You may actually burn your plants. I tend to, with the Keurig cups, I tend to empty them out, percolate them, and then can that coffee with to be able to use as emergency coffee if the power goes out, because the spring of 2021 was the harshest winter I have ever had in Texas. Okay, so that is pretty much the rest of the Christmas video. Okay, I'm glad you were able to join us. This is. Please have a Merry Christmas, stay safe, and have a Happy New Year if I don't send out another video before then.